This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a better road planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? Today we are shooting from the living room. And today I want to talk about Norgespris, which is like a gift to the Norwegian consumers. So, you know, we have the spot price that follows the Nord Pool, that goes a bit up and down all the time. And then before we had something called strømstøtte, which is like a support, the government that supports people when the electricity is really high, then you automatically get the cap on how high it can be, and then the government is paying the rest. But since October 2025, they introduced something called Norgespris, which is basically just flat price, 40 øre, or around 3 something euro cents per kilowatt hour before taxes, flat. So then it ignores the swing, up and down swing in the spot price. So many people went on it. I would probably also go for it. If I choose this Norgespris, first there's a 2-week like wait time where I can cancel it, and then it goes live for me. And then I'm bound to it until 31st of December 2026. So from now it's a little bit over 1 year, right? And then, okay, let me explain then. What the heck does it mean? Well, including VAT, you're paying 50 øre per kilowatt hour. And then 100 øre is 1 NOK, and one NOK, or around 11.7 NOK, is then 1 euro. So you want to look at all these kroner, divide it by roughly 12, you know, or 10, and then shave off a little bit more, and you get euros. So here it's around, I don't know, almost 4,000 euros, right? And then here is around 3,000 euros roughly. But so I show the stats now. So this is called Elhub. It's a website that I guess the government made. And then you can see all the stats for this house ever since we moved in 2023 until now. So almost 2 years. And then this is with Norgespris and this is without. And you see that in the winter months, it pays greatly off to have it. It's like almost half the price. Why? Because the price was really high. And okay, despite that you had what I mentioned initially, you have the strømstøtte, it shaves off past 70 øre per kilowatt hour. Yeah, that's why it's you know, that's why it's high. But also that winter, I remember it was really cold. We had minus 25, 28, I think, degrees Celsius around January. And then the problem with the Nybe heat pump that was chosen, I didn't specifically choose which model, is that it only works until minus 20 something degrees Celsius. So it was actually running PTC heater for some of the coldest days in January. So that's not very efficient. I saw around 9 kilowatt being pulled. But okay, anyway, interesting is that, okay, during winter, the Norgespris gives you great saving, but during summer, it's opposite. It will cost you more. So the way also it works is that it calculates the spot price. You will still pay the spot price against Tibber that I have, but then to the grid company, you know, Nettselskap, they will calculate the difference, and then during summer you have to pay extra for the versus a lower price, so that it becomes flat 40 or 50 øre per kilowatt hour, right? Or around 4 euro cents per kilowatt hour. But this got me thinking, during summer, if I eventually get solar, because solar is getting cheaper and cheaper, then it would pay greatly off. It actually makes perfect sense, because in winter in Norway, we don't have much sun. And even if you have some sun, it's not for many hours, and in many cloudy days like today. So I would say that usually around April until October maybe, or I'm not sure, roughly there, we have okay solar generation, but especially between May and, but I think roughly, yeah, these months we're looking at here, the green on the right side. those are the months where we have the best generation of solar. And that's the beauty, because when we kind of need to use electricity, or when it's cheap, right? Or how they put this, then we can get it from solar. So then we don't have to pay the high-ish price on the Norgespris versus the spot. I mean, okay, you would have probably gotten cheap on spot anyway. So yeah, so maybe I should get solar eventually. Just have to wait a little bit more. I'm still looking what to get, and also if there's any sponsors who are willing to slap down solar on my house, that'd be great. But I'll show you something here. So that during summer, yeah, I need to explain a bit more here. We moved in November 2023, right? And then that winter, like I mentioned, it was quite cold, and we didn't go to Thailand. And that's why it was high consumption. And also during winter, or actually pretty much all year round, I also charge the cars I borrow and test. And then I guess during winter, I could probably need more energy, yeah, for charging the car or for heating up the garage before I do some challenge or something. So naturally during winter, I need more electricity. And this is not normal usage. Yeah, when you're wondering how you spend 67 kilowatt hour over 2 years, that's massive. Was it the pool that sucked all of that? Nah, for the record, the pool didn't come operational until July 2024 anyway. But it was mainly because of my work, you know, that I need to charge cars for my tests. Yeah, you will see that here, the second thought I have with this though, however, is that, here, okay. Last winter, we went to Thailand. I think it was around November or December, I'm not sure. But you will see that compared to 2023 winter, where the consumption was really high, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 kilowatt hours, suddenly last winter it dropped. I think it was around, right in the beginning of this December. Yeah, I think I remember it now. 4th or 5th of December we left. And that's why the consumption basically just plummeted. I lowered the temperature in the house also via Nibe user interface, web interface app. And then we raised it before we got home. So that's why these 2 months are just extremely low, because we were basically in Thailand and we almost didn't use. I think we're just maintaining some heat in the house, and the fridge and stuff was still running. So in a way, there is not that much saving here. You see, December, January. Okay, Norgespris. Yeah, it was still better, but very little saving. And also this winter, we're gonna go to Thailand again, actually already by the end of November. So the same thing is gonna happen there. Actually, this winter, already from November until February, will be gone. So the consumption on 2025 winter or 26 winter is also going to be quite low. So maybe not that much to gain on Norgespris, but what this shows me, they analyzed everything, my own consumption, and they found out that I can save, how much is this in euro? Like 800 euros maybe, which is quite big, or especially in percentage, it's quite big. But however, there's one thing I should point out here also, is that if you look for July 2024 here, 1097, they didn't count the Tibber grid reward. So I did get around 900 NOK in grid reward here. So what I actually paid was almost nothing that month. It was close to when it was introduced in the spring 2024. And also for August, it was also quite high, the grid reward. So it's not counted here. So in a way, the 42,000, what I actually paid was probably around 40,000, right? But on the other hand, I should mention that after that time, and also this year, the grid reward gain has been a lot smaller, also less times it triggers. So So I'm not counting too much on the grid reward. And also, how does it work, grid reward, when you have flat price? Well, I would assume that you kind of just get punished, or almost like you get the grid reward, but then Elvia, or the grid company, they will correct for it, so that you pay 40 or 50 kilowatt, 40 euro, 50 euro per kilowatt hour regardless. So basically what Norgespris will do is that it will not encourage anyone to try to save energy or use smart charging or any of that. Okay, there's one small thing, yeah. At night and in weekend, the grid fee is slightly lower than other times. So of course you still want to try to charge the car at night, even if the spot price is flat. Will I get it? Yes. There's been a lot of talk about this roughly 1 month ago. It's like all over the Norwegian news, and people are going crazy about it. And yeah, I just didn't have time to make it yet, or I wasn't sure how to do it. But now I'm gonna show you guys all the stuff, and I think I'm just gonna go for it. Get Norgespris. But the way I do my charging on stuff is that, well, actually it's mainly charging that consumes a lot of energy here. I will usually just plug in, for example, the Neo, I just plug it in, and then I camp on grid board. I haven't set the departure time or anything, so it's just camping there. And then if the grid board triggers, usually it charges for half an hour, 1 hour, I get a lower price. But nowadays I don't get negative price. I get the positive price, maybe half the price of the normal spot price. So with the Neo ET5 Touring I'm borrowing now, I'm not driving that much, so then it's just kind of sitting there and getting okay price. But then the press cars I borrow, then I tend to charge on non-optimal times, because many times it needs to be ready by the time I need to go on a trip or a challenge or stuff. So there's like some cars I have some flexibility, some cars I have no flexibility. So overall, I think the Norgespris flat rate will actually benefit me, yeah, well. But it also means that the whole smart charging and trying to help the grid is not gonna work that well. So, but on the long run, I want to have solar. Solar maybe on the roof, also on the south wall, also on some of the shed. The garage roof doesn't get that much because it will be covered by the house, but I should be able to get maybe 10 to 20 kilowatt of solar here, right? If it's cheap enough, or if the sponsors are willing to slap down the stuff here, then yeah, why not? And with solar, it's going to make Norgespris even better, because it actually negates the disadvantages with Norgespris, and I still get the advantage during summer. So ideally, I just want to be off-grid almost. I'm not sure if that's possible. I'll probably need a 500 kilowatt hour battery like Metron Institute. But yeah, so what do you guys think, huh? It's like too good to be true, right? For your country to get away with only 3-4 euro per kilowatt hour flat all year, all night, all day. Okay, anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.